Hey there, out there in YouTube. This is Artie Rose, and I am back today for another live stream of our greatest of all time baseball league simulation in Out of the Park Baseball 26. Been having some fun watching these games and seeing who is actually the greatest of the greatest. In the inaugural season, we have the 1927 Yankees, who were not the top seed going into the playoffs, are in the World Series, and they are facing the 2016 Cubs. And also, the Cubs just got into the playoffs. They were not the top seed; they were like the number 5 seed out of 8 in their conference. But they're in the World Series, and it's very interesting. Right now, the Yankees are ahead 3-1. We're going to bring you game 5 right now. And I'm sure the Yankees are hoping that they can close it out and win the series 4-1 in 5 games. But the Cubs got some plenty of talent on that team. The first 2 games, they scored 27 runs. So I mean, it's like they got some pop in their offense. Anyway, so it's a little unexpected for me to be on at this time of the day, but I had a little spot where I could at least bring you the one game. I don't know if I can bring you two, if it's possible. If the Yankees win, then it's over. So let's go to the game screen, and here we are. We have the Yankees in Chicago for Game 5. On the mound for the Yankees is going to be George Pipgras. The Yankees have played 19 games, and Pipgras has won 4 of them. Okay? He's 4-0 with a 2.39 ERA. He'll be going up against John Lester. I want to bring up this screen. This screen here brings you a little more detail of what's going on in the World Series itself. So, Pat Collins, you can see, in the series is batting .400 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. Ben Pascal and Babe Ruth are both hitting .333. Babe Ruth's got a pair of home runs. And then it drops down. Earl Coombs batting .222. But I think in the playoffs, in the regular season, batted .338. In the playoffs, I think he's batting .300. But in the World Series, not so great. Tony Lazzeri's only batting .059. The pitching here has been the story for the Yankees. Look at their Wilcie Moore, 2 scoreless innings. Herb Pennock, a 1.00 ERA after a complete game victory yesterday. Wade Hoyt, 1.08, went 8 1/3 innings. Bob Sharkey, 5 innings, 3.60. So the starting pitchers who have pitched in this World Series have done the job. The bullpen, on the other hand, other than Sharkey, Bial has given up a home run. He's struck out 4, but he's given up 5 hits in 4 innings. Miles Thomas walked 4 in 2 innings. George Pipgras, he's the one. He's 4-0. He's 1-0 in the World Series, but he only went 5 1/3 innings. Gave up a home run, walked 5, struck out 10. And his ERA is 10.12. So he's the starting pitcher today. So ought to be interesting. In the first game, Pip Grass won. He won the game. In the first game, Pip Grass, let's see what a box score says. Pip Grass went 5 and a third innings, but he won the game. He had 132 pitches in 5 and a third innings. So interesting. On the other side of on the Cubs side here, we have Tommy La Stella, who's pinch hit a couple of games and come on defensively at second base for Javi Baez, batting .667. Anthony Rizzo, then, who's played in every game, is batting .444 with a pair of home runs. Wilson Contreras at .385 with 2 home runs. And they're pitching, the starting pitching, John Lackey, who I think is going today. No, John Lester is going today. Lester pitched in the first game, but he gave up. It doesn't say how many runs he gave up, but in 3 and a third innings, he was has an ERA of 21.6. So interesting. Meanwhile, their bullpen, Rob Zazrinsky, what a freaking name. 4 scoreless innings. Pedro Strop, he only pitched a third of an inning. So let's get to the game and let's let it play out and see what happens here. For the Yankees, their lineup is going to be pretty much the same as it's been. You have Bob Musial at the DH batting first. You have Earl Coombs batting second. In center field, Lou Gehrig, the first baseman, batting third. Babe Ruth, the left fielder, batting fourth. Ben Pascal, the right fielder, batting fifth. Tony Lazzeri batting sixth. At second base, Pat Collins behind the plate, batting seventh. Joe Dugan, the third baseman, batting eighth. And Mark Koenig batting ninth at shortstop. For the Cubs, it's going to be Dexter Fowler leading off, the designated hitter. Albert Almora Jr. is batting second in center field. He'll be followed by Anthony Rizzo, the first baseman. Batting fourth, Chris Bryant, the third baseman. Batting fifth, Ben Zobrist, the left fielder. Batting sixth, Wilson Contreras, the catcher. Batting seventh, Javi Baez at second base. Batting eighth, Jason Hayward, the right fielder. And batting ninth, Addison Russell, the shortstop. So I'm going to take a quick break before we start this ball game. And I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back, and we're going to start this ball game. John Lester's on the mound. Bob Musial's up for the Yankees of 1927. Here at Wrigley Field. Here we go. First pitch. That's going to be a base hit into right field for Musial. So a leadoff single. Musial's on first. Earl Coombs comes up. Coombs is batting .361 in the playoffs. But I said in the World Series, he's only batting like .222. So there he is with Musial on first. There goes Musial, and the throw, he's in there with a stolen base. That's Musial's third stolen base in the postseason. So Coombs now, nobody out. Musial on second. The count is 1-2. Lester kicks, deals, ground ball to short. That's Addison Russell over to first. That's the first out, but Musial advances to third base. So Lou Gehrig comes up. Gehrig I think he's got one home run in the World Series. For the postseason, he's batting .329 with 9 home runs. So always a dangerous hitter. Lester, the pitch, fly ball, left field. Zobrist is there, and they hold Musial to third base. Wasn't deep enough. So 2 outs now. Bring up Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth batting .347 with 11 home runs in the postseason. Lester looks in, kicks, deals, swing and a miss, and that is it. So the hit and the stolen base is wasted by the Yankees. They did nothing in the first inning, so we go to the bottom of the first with no score. Bottom of the first, we got Dexter Fowler leading off for the for the Cubs, against George Pipgras. Here's the pitch. Caught looking at strike 3 for the first out. Albert Almora Jr. bat .239 in the postseason. Steps in against Pipgras. Kicks, deals. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Picks it up over to Gehrig, and that's the second out. Anthony Rizzo now. He's on fire in this World Series. Batting .326 with 7 home runs and 14 RBIs. Nobody on, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Pitch popped up, foul ground. Dugan takes it, and that is it for the Cubs in the bottom of the first. So the score after 1 inning is 0-0. Ben Pascal step in. He'll be up first here in the top of the second. He's batting .253 with 6 home runs. Lester deals. Fly ball deep to right, way back by the wall, and it's gone. A leadoff home run here in the second inning for Ben Pascal. And the Yankees take the lead here, 1-0. That was Pascal's 7th home run of the postseason. In the regular season, he had 31. So, 1-0 Yankees now, and here's Tony Lazzeri. Lazzeri is batting .276 in the postseason with 10 home runs. The pitch, check swing, but he didn't hold up, and that is the second out. That's the first out, I'm sorry. Pat Collins, who's been having a good postseason and a good World Series, steps in with one out, nobody on. Lester, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. That's the second out. That'll bring up Joe Dugan, the third baseman. The pitch from Lester, up the middle, base hit for Dugan. So a 2-out single. The Yankees have a runner on first. So Mark Koenig, a shortstop. Koenig's batting .239 in the postseason. Lester, the pitch. Fly ball left field, Zobrist. He's there, puts it away, and that's it. The Yankees score one run on the home run by Ben Pascal. The score is 1-0 after 1.5 innings. Bottom of the second, we'll bring up Chris Bryant, Ben Zobrist, and Wilson Contreras against George Pipgras. Swing and a miss. Bryant is down on strikes for the first out. Ben Zobrist batting .291 with one home run in the postseason against Pipgras here. Pitch. That's going to be a base hit to center field for Zobrist. Wilson Contreras, the catcher, he's batting .266 with 4 home runs. And here is, here's my boy. He either wants to eat or he wants a little love. My boy. There you go. Where you go? You gonna lay down there? Let me not. Give me this so I can play my game. Thank you. Oh. Okay. There you go. Good boy. You be a good boy. Okay. Anyway, Wilson Contreras with Zobrist on first. Zobrist's got a couple stolen bases in the postseason. Pipgras kicks, deals, and there he goes, Zobrist, and he is in there with a stolen base. So 1 out, man on second. Contreras with a 1-0 count against Pipgras. Here's the pitch. Little nubber in front of the plate. Catcher picks it up, throws him out, and that is the second out. Zobrist stays at second base. Javi Baez steps in, bat .316 with 13 RBIs and 3 home runs to face Pipgras here. 2 outs. Pitch. That's going to be a line drive caught by Gehrig, and that is it. So, Chicago gets no runs. They leave a man on base. And the score at the end of 2 is still the Yankees 1 and the Cubs nothing. Go to the top of the third. Bob Musial going to lead it off. He's the number 1 hitter. He got a base hit his last time up. And here he is to face Lester. Pitch from Lester. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, that's the first out. That's Lester's 4th strikeout so far. Earl Coombs is 0 for 1. Pitch to Coombs. And it's a walk. So Coombs is on first. Coombs is a threat to steal. He's got 3 stolen bases in the postseason. With Lou Gehrig coming up with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Swing and a miss. And that's the second out. And that's Lester's 5th strikeout. So it'll be up to Babe Ruth here in the top of the 3rd with a man on first. Pitch. And it's a wild pitch or a pass ball. And Coombs goes to second. Pass ball. So 2-2 count now on Babe Ruth with a man on second. Pitch in the gap, and it is a home run just over the wall in left center field. Puts the Yankees of 1927 ahead 3-0 here in the third inning. Let's see that again. That was a freaking rope. That was a rope. 379 feet. Line shot just over the wall of Babe Ruth. His 12th home run of the postseason. That'll bring up Ben Pascal, who hit a home run his last time up. Here's Pascal. Ground ball, first base, Rizzo takes it, throws over to Lester covering first. And that is the end of the inning for the Yankees. They get 2 more runs on the home run by Babe Ruth. And the score now is 3-0. 27 Yankees over the 2016 Cubs. Bottom of the third inning. Jason Hayward just batting .200 and not having a good postseason here against Pipgras. Pipgras has got 29 pitches in the 2 innings of work. Pitch, ground ball. Garrett takes it himself for the first out. Now bring up Addison Russell. Russell's also batting .200 in the postseason. Pipgras, the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, that's the second out. Dexter Fowler, the number 1 hitter, steps in, 0 for 1. Pipgras, pitch, line drive taken by Gehrig at first, and that'll do it for the Cubs here in the third. The score at the end of 3 is the 1927 Yankees 3 and the Chicago Cubs of 2016 nothing. And we're going to take a quick break and be right back after this. Okay, we're back. Going to the top of the fourth. Yankees ahead here. 3-0 in game 5. They win it. They win it all. Tony Lazzeri leads off. Top of the fourth. He's 0 for 1 against Jon Lester. Jon Lester just made a couple of mistakes. Gave up 2 home runs. One to Babe Ruth and one to Ben Pascal. Here he is, top of the fourth. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for out number 1. Lester's 6th strikeout. That'll bring up Pat Collins. Collins is 0 for 1. Pitch. Called strike 3 for the 2nd out. Joe Dugan. Dugan had a base hit his last time up. A 2-out base hit. Comes up for his 2nd at-bat against Lester. Kicks, deals, swing and a miss, and Lester strikes out the side. And the Yankees go down in order. So the score remains 3-0, going to the bottom of the 4th. For the Cubs, it's going to be Albert Almora Jr., Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant, the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Almora Jr. is 0 for 1. Pipgrass. He's got 40 pitches in 3 innings of work. Here he is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1 out. Anthony Rizzo, 0 for 1. Steps in. Pipgrass looks in. Kicks, deals. There's a long fly ball. Way back. And it's gone. Anthony Rizzo. A home run to center field. Make the score 3-1 now. Yankees over the Cubs. That was a monster shot. Let's see that again. Anthony Rizzo on a screwball, 420 feet to center field. Wow. Chris Bryant will step in. With 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th against Pipgrass. Pitch. And he gets caught looking, strike 3 for out number 2. That's going to bring up Ben Zobrist. Zobrist had a base hit his last time up. Here he is against Pipgrass. The pitch. And it's a walk. So Zobrist is on first with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th for Wilson Contreras. Contreras 0 for 1. Contreras batting .263 in the postseason, and in the regular season he batted .259. With 13 home runs. He's got 4 home runs here in the playoffs. The pitch. Another walk, so 2 consecutive walks issued by George Pipgrass. That'll bring up Javi Baez. Baez is 0 for 1. He's batting .312 in the postseason, and in the regular season, he batted .301. Pipgrass looks in, deals, ground ball. Koenig's up with it. Over to first, and that'll do it. So, the Cubs get a run on the home run by Anthony Rizzo. And the score now, at the end of 4, is the Yankees of 1927 3 and the Cubs of 2016 1 here in Game 5 of the greatest of all time league World Series. Go to the top of the 6th. And the Yankees will have their number 9 hitter, followed by their number 1 and number 2 hitters. Mark Koenig, Bob Musial, and Earl Coombs. Koenig is 0 for 1. He's batting .235 in the playoffs. Lester kicks, deals, ground ball is short. Russell is up with it over to first, and that's the first out. Bob Musial is 1 for 2. Here he is. And that's going to be a line drive caught by Russell for the second out. Earl Coombs steps in. Coombs is 0 for 1. Lester sitting at 78 pitches here in the 5th inning. He kicks, he deals to Coombs. Ground ball, it's Addison Russell again. Picks it up over to first, and that will do it for the Yankees. They go 1-2-3 here in the 5th, and the score is still 3-1 Yankees in Game 5 of the World Series. Bottom of the 5th, we're going to see Jason Hayward, Addison Russell, and Dexter Fowler against George Pipgras. Pipgras got 68 pitches here going into the 5th inning. He deals, and a called strike 3 for the first out. That's Pipgras' 6th strikeout. Addison Russell, 0 for 1. Pipgras deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out. Dexter Fowler, the designated hitter, is 0 for 2. Pipgras looks in, kicks, deals, and it's a walk. So Fowler is on first. Will he try to steal with 2 outs? I don't know. He might. Albert Almora Jr. steps in. He's 0 for 2. The pitch. Ground ball. Koenig over the second for the force. And that'll do it here in the 5th inning. So the Cubs get nothing, and they leave a runner on base. And the score is still 3-1 Yankees after 5 innings. Go to the top of the 6th. Yankees are going to set up Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, and Ben Pascal against John Lester. Lester, going into the 6th inning, has got 79 pitches. He's still got plenty of gas left in the tank. Here's Gehrig. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Out number 1. That's Lester's 9th strikeout of the ballgame. Babe Ruth, who homered his last time up, a line drive home run that just made it over the wall, made the score 3-1, actually 3-0, is up. So he is 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBIs in this game. Lester deals. Called strike 3. That's his 10th strikeout of the game and the second out of this inning. Ben Pascal, who hit a home run in the 2nd inning to put the Yankees up 1-0, steps in. He's batting .260. That was his 7th home run of the postseason. Lester, the pitch, swing and a miss, and he strikes out the side. So the score going into the bottom of the 6th is still the Yankees 3 and the Cubs 1. Pipgras going into the 6th inning, he's got 92 pitches. He's going to face Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo homered his last time up. A monster blast into center field. Here's Pipgras. And that's going to be a base hit into left for Rizzo. Rizzo's having a great postseason and a good World Series. Rizzo's on first. Rizzo, not known for his speed, but has 2 stolen bases in the postseason. Chris Bryant is 0 for 2. Steps in against Pipgras. There goes, and he's going to get caught. He's caught stealing, and that's the first out. So Anthony Rizzo gets on base with a single and then gets thrown out at second base. So Chris Bryant here with a 1-2 count against Pipgras. Here's the pitch from Pipgras. Up the middle, base hit. So Bryant is on first with a base hit. 1 out now. Going to bring up Ben Zobrist. Zobrist had a hit his last time up. Bryant. Is he going to try and steal with one out? We'll have to see. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the second out. And that's Pip Grass's 8th strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Wilson Contreras with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th and a man on base. He is 0 for 1. The pitch. Oh, he's trying to steal and he is out. So Pat Collins throws out 2 batters in this inning, and the Yankees are out of the inning, and the Cubs get nothing here in the bottom of the 6th. And the score now is still 3-1 Yankees, Game 5 here of the greatest of all time Baseball League World Series. We're going to take a quick break and be right back after this. Okay, so we are back for the top of the 7th. We're trying to close out this game, bring you the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Yankees are up here, Game 5 of the World Series. If they win this game, they will be the champions of the greatest of all time league inaugural season in OOTP 26. Tony Lazzeri leads it off. Tony Lazzeri is having a miserable World Series, but he's not having a bad postseason. He's got 10 home runs. Steps in against Lester. Lester is actually pitching a good game here. He just made a couple of mistakes to Babe Ruth and Ben Pascal. Here's Lester. The pitch, ground ball. Bryant picks it up, throws over to Rizzo for the first out. Yeah, Lester's got 95 pitches here in the going into the 7th inning. And he's going to face Pat Collins with nobody on and 1 out. Lester looks in, kicks, deals, pitch, fly ball, way back, looking, it's gone. Pat Collins. A home run to right field, an opposite field home run. And the Yankees increased their lead here 4-1 over the Chicago Cubs in 2016. Wow. Okay. So Joe Dugan steps in. He is batting .232. He's got a hit in this game. Lester looks in. Popped up. Looks like the third baseman. No, the shortstop. Russell's going to take it. That's the second out. Mark Koenig steps in with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th against John Lester. Pitch. Ground ball. Rizzo's up with it. Takes it himself, and that is it. But the Yankees increased their lead to 4-1 with the home run from Pat Collins here in the top of the 7th. So it's 4-1 Yankees, and we're going down to the bottom of the 7th. Here is Wilson Contreras. Contreras 0 for 1. George Pipgrass still in his. comes into the 7th inning with 102 pitches. Getting close to his, although he's gone, the last game I think he pitched 132 pitches. So here's Contreras. Pitch. Strike 3, looking for the first out. That's Pipgrass's 9th strikeout of the game. Javi Baez steps in. Baez bat .308 in the series, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. Pipgrass, the pitch. Swing. Popped up in the infield. Tony Lazzeri takes it for the second out. Jason Hayward, in a slump here in the postseason, steps in against Pipgrass. The pitch. Line drive. That's going to be over the head of Pascal all the way to the wall. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Hayward. So with 2 outs, the Cubs have a runner on second. And Addison Russell is going to step in. Never count these Cubs out. They can just rally. And we see that in the first 2 games. And here's Russell. Pipgrass. And strike 3, and that is it. They leave that runner on second base and don't score. So after 7 innings, the score is still the Yankees now 4 and the Cubs 1 in Game 5 of the World Series. We're going now to the top of the 8th. Top of the order for the Yankees, Bob Musial, and John Lester has been taken out. And they're going to put in Clayton Richard. Clayton Richard really has not pitched in the postseason much at all. 2/3 of an inning. In the regular season, he had a 5.88 ERA. In 14 games, he won 1 and lost none and saved 1. So he's just your typical middle relief guy. He's got, let's see, decent stuff. Fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, cutter. So he's got quite an arsenal, a mix-up. So here he is to face Bob Musial in the top of the 8th. Pitch. Check swing, couldn't hold up, strike 3. Richard starts off with a strikeout. Earl Coombs steps in. He's 0 for 2. A pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Almora Jr. is there and puts it away for the second out. Richard now going to face Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig's 0 for 3 in his ballgame. A pitch from Richard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is it for the Yankees in the 8th. But they still lead the game 4-1, going now to the bottom of the 8th. Pipgrass still in there. He's got 114 pitches going into the 8th inning. 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's going to face the top of the order for the Cubs, Dexter Fowler. Fowler 0 for 2. The pitch from Pipgrass. That's a fly ball. It's way back. Off the wall. Okay, let's see if this is going to be a triple or a home run. It's a triple for Dexter Fowler to lead off the bottom of the 8th. That's going to do it for George Pipgrass. Pipgrass goes 7 innings. And he now, Walter Bial is going to step in. Bial actually pitched in yesterday's game. He's a little tired. He pitched yesterday 10 pitches. So, he is got a 2.30 ERA in the postseason. He's here to try and hold these Cubs. Man on third, nobody out. Albert Almora Jr. steps in. Here's the pitch from Bial. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out. Anthony Rizzo, who's got 2 hits in this game. 1 is a home run. Stepping against Bial. Fowler on third. 1 out. There's a long drive. Way back. Almost at the warning track, taken by Coombs. But that will score Dexter Fowler and make the score now 4-2. So Anthony Rizzo does his job and gets the run in. Here is Chris Bryant. 1 for 3 to face Bial with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch from Bial. Oh, it hits him. So Bryant is on with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Ben Zobrist. He's 1 for 2. Zobrist has 1 home run in the postseason. In the regular season, he had 11. But he got not that much power. Bial looks in, pitch, and strike 3 does it. But the Cubs put a run on the board and makes the score now 4-2 as we go into the 9th inning. Top of the 9th, and the Cubs are going to put in Rob Zastryzny. Zastryzny we've seen several times in this World Series. He's got a 6.75 ERA. In the regular season, he did save 23 games. So he is the guy they go to hold the opposition in a close game. So here's Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth has a home run and a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. And here he is against the Zastryzny. The pitch, and it's a walk. Ruth is on. Brings up Ben Pascal. Pascal also had a home run in the 2nd inning to put the Yankees on the board 1-0. Zastryzny looks in, deals, check swing, couldn't hold up, strike 3 for the first out. Tony Lazzeri, ice cold in this World Series. Going to step in against Zastryzny. The pitch, and there goes Ruth, and they're going to get him. So, Ruth gets caught stealing the 2nd out here at the top of the 9th, and Lazzeri now with an 0-1 count and nobody on. The pitch, and that's going to be a base hit. So Lazzeri gets a 2-out single, and he's on first. Pat Collins hit a home run to the opposite field his last time up, is up with Lazzeri on first and 2 outs here at the top of the 9th. The pitch, ground ball, picked up by second baseman over the first, and that is it. So now we go to the bottom of the 9th here at Wrigley Field, and the Cubs are going to try and come back and stay in this World Series. Walter Bial goes out there now for his 2nd inning of the game. Wilson Contreras is going to lead off. He'll be followed by Javi Baez and Jason Hayward here at the bottom of the 9th. Game 5 of the World Series. Contreras is 0 for 2. Bial kicks, deals, and he walks him. So the tying run comes to the plate, and they're going to send up Tommy La Stella. La Stella, in the postseason, he's got 5 hits in 10 at-bats. He's batting .500, and he's got a couple of hits in the World Series. So he's been coming through. Contreras on first, nobody out. Stella is the tying run. Here's the pitch from Bial. Up the middle, base hit for Stella. And it's going to be runners at the corners for the Cubs here at the bottom of the 9th. So the winning run is now up at the plate. Jason Heyward had a base hit his last time up. Be out. Nobody out. This is what the Cubs have been doing. They did it the first 2 games of the series, and you can't count them out. So here's Heyward. The pitch, they hit him. It's a wild pitch. And Contreras scores, and Stella goes to second, and the score is now 4-3. So now the tying run is at second. The count is 2-0 to Heyward. Be out. Pitches. And it's a walk. And then a winning run is on first. That brings up Addison Russell. Russell 0 for 3. There's nobody out. Be out is still in there. 32 pitches. Here's Russell. The pitch. Ground ball, third base. This could be 2. They only get 1. And it's the first out. So runners on. The tying runs at third. Fowler is up. The winning runs at first. Fowler is 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball. Center field. That's going to tie the game. And the Cubs tie the game on the sacrifice fly by Dexter Fowler. So now, Albert Almora Jr. steps in with a runner on first and 2 outs. Cubs have come back to tie the game here at the bottom of the 9th. Be out. Ground ball. Koenig up with it. Over to second. They get the force out. But the Cubs of 2016 have come back here at the bottom of the 9th. The tie the score 4-4. So we're going to go to the top of the 10th. And this sure to be interesting. I'm going to take a quick break. We'll come back to see what happens here in Game 5 of the World Series. Okay, so we go now to the top of the 10th. And the Ghost Runner, Pat Collins, is on second. I realized that I didn't shut off the Ghost Runner in the World Series, which usually would happen. But what does it matter? Anyway, great game here. Tie score, game 5. Do or die for the Cubs. Joe Dugan steps in. He's got 1 hit. Rob Zastrinski is still in there for the Cubs. Got 23 pitches. And here we go. Pitch. And that's going to be a base hit. Will it score? Collins. Here comes the throw. No, they hold him. They hold him. So Collins stays at third. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Mark Koenig. Koenig's 0 for 3. Zastrinski, he's got 31 pitches. He's getting into his red zone here. Here's the pitch to Koenig. Fly ball. This should score the runner from third. Let's see. Tags up. Here comes the throw. And he's safe. So the Yankees take the lead here in the top of the 10th. 5-4. That's the first out. Dugan stays at first. Bob Musial, the DH, is up. Top of the order for the Yankees. Here's Zastrinski against Musial. Pitch. Fly ball. And taken by Hayward. And that's the second out. Earl Coombs is going to step in. Coombs 0 for 3. Bat 349 in the playoffs. Pitch. Ground ball, shortstop, Addison Russell. Over the second to get the force. And that is the end of the top of the 10th. But the Yankees do score a run and go ahead. So now, the Cubs come up again in the bottom of the 10th with their backs against the wall here in Game 5 of the World Series. Albert Almora Jr. will be on second base, and Anthony Rizzo, the red-hot Anthony Rizzo, with 2 hits in this game and a home run, faces Walter Bial, who's still in there. I have no idea why they put this guy in. He's in the red zone with 43 pitches to face this guy. I don't get it. But here we go. The pitch from Bial, and he hits him. Are they going to take him out now? He's still in there. Chris Bryant. The winning run is on first. The pitch from Bial. There's a shot way back. This is going to be the game. And yes, the Chicago Cubs of 2016 have come from behind to beat the Yankees here in Game 5 and keep their hopes alive and force the Game 6. 7-5, the final score. And we're going back to Yankee Stadium for Game 6. What a game. What a game. I got to tell you, this has been an exciting series. An exciting series for sure. So, there you go. There you go. I am not going to bring you Game 6 today. Maybe we'll come back tomorrow. And we'll be back at Yankee Stadium for Game 6 of the World Series of the greatest of all time baseball league here with Out of the Park Baseball 26. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. It was a great game. And I will see you on the next video. I don't know if we'll do YouTube or we'll do Twitch, but we'll be on somewhere. So enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you on the next one.